Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Desktop Ball. Today is Thursday, October 3rd, but tomorrow, when I'm releasing this, is Friday, October 4th. And finally, we had a very, very exciting Thursday night football game. Our first, well, actually, our second, because kickoff with Chiefs Ravens week one was awesome. Um, but our first on Amazon Prime with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit, really good Thursday night football game of the year. It's really, really nice when Thursday night football is able to put out a good product and it's not, 9-6 or 7-3 final score. This one we got off to the races very, very quick in this game. Drake London had a touchdown. Bucks come back, score a touchdown. And there's 7 minutes left in the first quarter. It's 7-7, and we're all thinking to ourselves, all right, we're in for a treat. We're in for an absolute treat here, and a treat it was. Buccaneers took control of the game, and it looked like they were gonna win, gonna at least look good. And the Falcons hang around. Kirk Cousins ends up with 509 pass yards, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Um, Fourth quarter clock management was truly terrible in this game. There were probably four straight just inexplicable decisions, in my opinion, at least. So let's get into it. The Bucks well, okay, let's start with the Falcons because it was ridiculous. Let's start with the Bucks because the Bucks did something ridiculous too. Um, the Bucks have the ball and the game's basically over. They need to get a couple first downs. They got the ball with 6 minutes on their own, 30-ish, 40-ish yard line because they had blocked a Younghoe Koo kick. They're up 30-27. 6 minutes left, and they drive and they kill clock. And I'm sitting there on the couch thinking about how I'm going to talk about what a masterful 6 minute drive Baker put on, and how the Bucks effortlessly walk down the field with a run game that has not looked good, but Rashad White looked good and Bucky Irving looked good, and they got good push, and they were going to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and the game, right? No, not so fast, as Lee Corso would say. Not so fast. Bucky Irving fighting for a meaningless extra yard, uh, coughs up the football, gives it to the Falcons. All right, Falcons have the ball, and it's time for Kirk Cousins' legacy drive. They're down three. They did this a couple weeks ago against the Eagles. Let's see them go and get active and get first downs, move the football. We're thinking overtime at worst, and maybe even go try to win the game. No, that's not what happens. They go three and out, and on 4th and 15, after the 2 minute warning, they still have three timeouts, but it's after the 2 minute warning. 4th and 15 on their own 20, go for it. Which, if you don't trust your offense, or rather you don't trust your defense, you want to punt, fine, go for it. Like I could see it. I I would punt. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit were both saying punt. I think it's a punt situation, but fine. You want to go for it? Go for it. Throw a pass to Darnell Mooney in double coverage. It gets picked off. Awesome. The Bucks have the ball back and they're going to win the game. Finally, the Bucks are going to win this game. They should have won it, 5 minutes ago, but Bucky Irving's going to be vindicated and the Bucks are going to find a way to win this game. Well, not so fast. This is the NFC South, and we find a way to lose games. The Bucks just could take three knees, kick a field goal, go up 33-27, and probably win the game. But instead, they go run play stuffed, holding call on a screen or pass interference on a screen pass, go back 10 yards. Um, a screen pass stuffed, screen pass handoff, whatever it was, stuffed. Somehow lose like 20 yards and get out of field goal range, although they could have kicked a field goal. They could have kicked like a 59-yard field goal, but I understand you'd maybe want to punt instead of kicking that field goal because if you miss that field goal, then the Falcons have the ball and they're on their 40 and it's very easy to tie the game. So fine. You want to punt it, punt it. That's fine. Once again, I get to talk about how right I am about the stupid touchback being at the 30-yard line and they're able to march down the field and score. There's 12 seconds left on the clock. The Falcons have no timeouts. They're on like the 45-yard line. It'd be a 61-yard field goal try. They call four slants, four in-breaking route slants, complete the pass to Drake London, who doesn't go down, runs with the ball, gets hurt. They or no, he actually doesn't get hurt on this play. They spike it with 1 second left. Somehow they have enough time. Maybe some friendly clock operator in Atlanta. I mean, just an absolute mess. Young Hoku goes and kicks the field goal, makes the field goal with 1 second left on the clock. They take a delay of game before that field goal even. Win the toss, get the ball, throw it to Drake London. He gets hurt, but he has 150 yards, so everybody's happy. And then the next play, they Kirk Cousins completes a pass to number 12, whose name I don't even know, who breaks through the entire Bucks defense, takes it to the house, and overtime rules suck, and Baker doesn't get the ball back, and that's game. What a mess, right? What a mess. But what a fun Thursday night football game. What a blast to watch it. I'm gonna take a swig of water because holy cow, was that fun. And then we're gonna get into some pick'em. Ah, delicious. So let's get into it. Awesome win for the Falcons who go to 3-2. They really needed to win that game to get to 3-2. Bucks fall to 3-2, and this was going to be a very, very different opening to the show. I was going to talk about how the Bucks are for real. We need to respect them. How the Todd Bowles is maybe an underrated coach who everybody counted out, and maybe he's a little better than we think. And how Baker is just resurrecting his career and playing awesome, which is still true. He still is. Mike Evans is that dude. Chris Godwin is that dude. The run game looked good. Instead, I don't get to talk about it. I get to talk about poor decisions, mismanagement, going backwards when all you needed to do was not go backwards. And the Falcons find a way. Kirk Cousins makes you pay, and Kirk Cousins in prime time. I know that used to be a negative stat, but lately it feels like a good stat. Kirk Cousins has been playing awesome in prime time, 509 yards. All right, enough on that game. Let's get into the pick 'em. We've got a London game this week. First London game. I was thinking about doing that in a British accent, but I figured I would spare everybody that cringe moment. So you're welcome. In return for me saving you that cringe moment, hit subscribe. We're trying to grow the podcast here. Minnesota giving 2.5 to the New York Football Jets. I got to see it from the Jets, and I've been seeing it from Minnesota. Minnesota is a team that I have not been picking. I actually don't think I've picked them once this year because I always pick the Giants, and I definitely picked the Niners, and I forget who else they've played, but oh yeah, the Packers, I think. I definitely picked the Packers. So yeah, I mean, I haven't picked the Vikings yet this year. I think it's about time your boy hops on the train, which means the Jets are going to win this game by 10 plus. But I'm jumping on the train. It seems like fun train to be on. Brian Flores is calling awesome defense, and I like the Vikings. I like Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor. That team has been just overperforming, and they've been a blast to watch. So I'm jumping on. I'm going to get up early and watch the London game. I can't wait to root for the Minnesota Vikings. We've got Chicago in Chicago giving 3.5 points to the Carolina Panthers. Caleb Williams has improved every single week. If you don't believe me, go back and watch the tape. Caleb Williams is playing quite well. I think the only reason, actually, in fact, I know the only reason that people aren't marveling about the fact that he is playing well is the fact that Jaden Daniels looks like he could win the league MVP. But Chicago's playing well. I think that if here's a pro tip, if you're a DJ Moore owner in fantasy, hold on for dear life. I think the second half of the year he's really gonna take off, and I'm a big Caleb Williams guy. I know, like, I don't like him as a person. I find the act to be annoying, frankly. But he's a good quarterback, guys. We're not gonna sit here and act like this guy is not a good quarterback. On Carolina's side, 3.5 points. Um, I mean, so first of all, if you've been living under a rock, the reason that Chicago has Caleb Williams is because of the Carolina Panthers, who traded up to get the one overall pick for Bryce Young. who was not the guy. So now we've got Andy Dalton. If Carolina can win this game, maybe you feel like, we didn't totally blow the entire franchise and, maybe we made the right decision in that trade. I mean, there's no way you made the right decision in that trade, but maybe you at least get some condolences. I don't see Carolina winning it. I like Chicago in this one. Um, Bengals at home getting 2.5 points from the Baltimore Ravens. I think that the Bengals, um, while they have been, sometimes good, sometimes bad, you never know what you're going to get from them. This pick really isn't about the Bengals for me. I think that they have what it takes to win the game. I think they're a good team. For me, it's about the Ravens. And I think that the Ravens just had an awesome game against Buffalo where they looked amazing. Prime time, solo, Monday Night Football. Everybody's watching. And I think the whole world thinks that this Ravens team is the best team in the NFL after watching that game. And because of that, I think the whole world's going to pick Baltimore minus 2.5. And as you can see here, 74% of the Yahoo pickers are on Baltimore. Uh, I'll take the Bengals at home, home dog in a divisional game. In my opinion, the better quarterback, the better weapons. I don't know. I know that Baltimore probably is going to be able to run the ball down their throat. So it really is up to whether Cincinnati can keep up in scoring, which I think they might be able to do. But really, more than anything, I think it's a spot where the Ravens might lay an egg, and I think that it's a spot where the whole public loves the Ravens. And if everybody loves one side of a bet, Vegas doesn't lose, guys. So let's go ahead and grab Cincinnati. New England versus Miami. Don't turn this game on. If you watch this game, if you bet on this game, you're a sicko. You're an absolute sicko. And unless you're a Miami or New England fan, if you're a Miami fan and you watch this game, you're a sicko. Honestly, I go out with the girlfriend, dude. Play some pickleball. Go on a walk. Do something. Um, do anything but watch the Miami Dolphins play football. For that reason, I've got to see them play some offense before I can put any kind of anything on the Miami Dolphins. Let's go ahead and take New England, giving one in this game at home. Um, a game that, preseason you probably had penciled in as a loss if you're a Patriots fan, but hey, um, the Dolphins are fucking terrible. So I'll go ahead and take New England personally. Washington only giving 3.5 to Cleveland. I think this is another spot where the whole world is in on Washington. Everybody loves Washington, and they are the best offense in football right now. Quick water break. And despite them being the best offense in football and looking amazing, this is a spot where look at this, 81% of the public on Washington. Do you take Cleveland? Do you puke in your mouth while you take Cleveland? Absolutely the fuck not. No, you do not. Washington looks awesome. Cleveland is fucking terrible. I am not touching them with a 10-foot pole. Give me I almost just said the R word. Give me Commanders by 3.5 at least at home against Cleveland. I think that should be an easy one. Jacksonville, this is an interesting one for sure. Jacksonville at home giving 3 to the Indianapolis Colts. And the Colts are a popular pick as a popular dog. The Jacksonville Jaguars played pretty well last week. I have to think about this one a little bit. Giving 3 points, they're 0-4. I mean, they are desperate for a win. They're at home. And do you guys remember when the Colts? Oh, was it the Texans or the Jaguars that they lost to? The Colts were gonna make the playoffs. All they had to do was beat like either the Jaguars or no, it was definitely the Texans. I think it was 2 years ago, so this is completely irrelevant to this game. But I think it was 2, maybe 3 years ago. The Colts were a game away from making the playoffs. All they had to do was beat the Texans, and you know what? It was the Texans because it's Davis Mills completes that pass, right? And changes Houston Texans' legacy. They end up getting the second pick in that draft. Carolina trades up for Bryce Young. Houston takes C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson, and the rest is history. One of those franchises is in the dumps and one is not. Uh, so that's our Jaguars Golds preview is talking about draft scenarios from 2 years ago. I don't know on this one. And when you don't know, take the points and take Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco has found a way. It is Joe Flacco, right? We need to check. We need to check. Is Anthony Richardson going to play week 5? NBC 6, South Florida. Tell me what you know. Anthony Richardson. He's a little sore, but not serious, considered day to day. If Anthony Richardson plays, I want to take the Jaguars. But if he doesn't play, I'm going to take the Colts. We're for this purpose of the show, we're assuming Joe Flacco's playing. If I hear the news that Anthony Richardson's playing, I'm flipping to the Jaguars. Uh, Game of the week here, Buffalo giving 1 point to Houston in Houston. I bet Houston's a popular pick here, is it? No, it's not. Wow. All right, give me the Texans. Everybody maybe is high on the Bills. I think they maybe could bounce back after that tough loss. Um, but the home dog, the Texans, I think they're one of the better teams in the AFC. I'm very surprised that they're even a dog in this game and that people are not loving them as a dog in this game, frankly. Um, I do think Buffalo's really good. I mean, it should be a really, really fun game, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I mean, if you're gonna watch a 1 o'clock game, it better not be Patriots Dolphins. It better be Bills Texans. Personally, I watch Red Zone, but I'll probably have this one on at least in the background on my second monitor or something. I think the Texans are the better team. Do I? I don't know, man. This one is tough. This one is tough, tough, tough. But I'm gonna roll with the Texans. They're a home dog. I like home dogs, especially when it's two good teams. Um, and I think the Texans kind of need a statement win more than the Bills do. I think they really need to go out there and beat somebody after how they've looked in the past couple weeks, especially the way that they looked against Minnesota 2 weeks ago. I think they're looking for a big, big statement win. And the Bills, I'm sure, would like to bounce back after that bad loss against the Ravens, but only one team can win this game. I'll take the Texans. Why not? Vegas against Denver. Yikes. I'll take the Raiders, I guess. They're a 3 point dog in Denver. Denver coming off a nice win against the Jets, but oh shit, Devontae Adams isn't playing. Oh man. Um, yeah, no, we can't do it. We can't do it. Without Devontae Adams, I don't know what this team's plan is to move the ball. I mean, if Pat Surtain gets to go against Jacoby Myers, I don't know who you're completing a pass to. I guess Brock Bowers, but uh I don't see it. I don't see a path for the Raiders without Devontae Adams. I think that they're kind of accepting that they're going into tank mode here if they're going to lose him. And Denver, they say what you will, they did lock down the Jets last week. I mean, maybe that defense is better than I'm giving it credit for. And Bo Nix, while I don't think is that good and probably gets sacked 7 times in this game, I don't trust the Raiders without Devontae Adams. This is really more of a I don't trust the Raiders than I do trust the Broncos. Moving on, let's go San Francisco hosting Arizona. 7.5 point favorite are the 49ers. It's a lot of points for a team that hasn't been really killing people. But one thing about the 49ers is they kill the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the don't give me the Cardinals. Give me the 49ers in this one. Christian McCaffrey, I think is we're gonna find out that he's playing in the wheelchair league in a couple weeks here. I mean, is the guy ever gonna play football? He's in Germany. He's got one like slightly injured Achilles, but might be good to go week one. Then he's not good to go week one, and he's also gonna have to go on IR. And then he's in Germany, and then it's also two Achilles. I mean, yikes. If you had him last year, like me, I'm sure you're hyped that you had him last year. But if you took him one overall this year, I mean, you are just in the absolute dumpster. Um, I want to see something out of Brandon Ayuk in this game, who has not really produced a ton. Deebo Samuel should be healthy. Kittle's healthy. Jordan Mason's been good. Trent Williams is healthy. I think the Niners just have too much and honestly looked like slightly competent without all of the Avengers. So I think with the Avengers, give me the Niners by 7.5 in this one. On the Arizona side, however, first, I don't know what the line is in this game, but give me the over. I think that this game could have a billion points. On the Arizona side, I want to see some consistency on offense. I want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. involved in the game often, which I haven't seen yet. I want to see Trey McBride with at least 8 targets, Marvin Harrison with at least 8 targets, and a functional run game from James Conner. I feel like when those three things are happening, the Cardinals' offense looks awesome. And when we're force feeding Greg Dortch and we're we're taking sacks. Kyler's not moving well. It just looks ugly, and they go three and out a lot. So I want to see positive first plays, get that first down, try to move the football. But me personally, I like the Niners. I don't know that the Cardinals are going to be able to do it. Um, Not against that team, at least. That team is pretty good. And Fred Warner, I mean, last week Fred Warner had just one of the best defensive football performances I've ever seen in my life. Um, he's just an absolute dog. I mean, when you like if you tried to build the perfect linebacker, Fred Warner, man, he might just copy and paste Fred Warner. Like he is that dude. Green Bay at Los Angeles Rams. Green Bay a 3.5 point favorite, and yeah, I think they deserve it. Still no Cooper Kupp, still no Puka Nakua. And Jordan Love is back and he looks good. And Jaden Reed is that guy. And Dontavion Wicks is that guy. The Rams have no run defense. I think Josh Jacobs is going to eat. And yeah, I like the Packers in this one. I feel like I'm picking too many favorites, but hey, I should have took the favorite tonight. I'd have one more point. Tampa Bay let me down, so who knows? Maybe it's another week in a row of pick the favorites. I always pick the Giants because I like to root for the Giants, but man, oh man, do I not want to pick the Giants this week. I'm pretty sure Seattle's secondary is a little banged up, but Malik Neighbors might not play. I just can't do it. Like I always pick the Giants, and I just can't justify it this week. I think Seattle is gonna boat race the New York Football Giants, 31-17 maybe. Just I think their offense looked so good last week, and DK Metcalf is really just emerging as like the dude in Seattle. Their run game is good. Jackson Smith and Jigba is good. Tyler Lockett still playing football, still looks pretty competent. With especially if Malik Neighbors isn't going to play, you just can't pick the Giants in this game. As much as I like to, on the road, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And the Giants, I've talked about this I think before, and I know that I've heard it a million times. I was watching some Colin Cowherd, who I'm really starting to like, and he gave this take. The bones are there for the Giants. Good defensive line, great pass rush, pretty solid in the secondary, elite weapon, good left tackle, solid O line, really a quarterback away from being a team that can compete. Um, I'm very interested in who that quarterback's going to be. I see new edits on Twitter every week of Jalen Milroe, Cam Ward, Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning. I mean, I've seen every fucking quarterback who's 22 or younger in a New York Football Giants jersey. Thankfully, I'm not seeing Dak Prescott edits in Giants jerseys anymore, so I'm at least grateful for that because that would just be going and getting Daniel Jones number two. So pass on that, me personally. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for whoever the Giants bring in next. I think the bones are there. That being said, if Malik Neighbors isn't going to play, I don't know what the plan is on offense. I guess throw the ball to Wan'Dale Robinson 20 times. You can't pick the Giants in this game. You really can't do it. I like the Cowboys, which is gross. Getting 2.5 points in Pittsburgh. Um, I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are probably going to run the ball down the Cowboys' throat. I think that is a very likely thing that probably will happen. Um, but I haven't seen enough like offensive pop from the Steelers. I know that the Dallas defense has really struggled against the run, and Justin Fields is a quarterback that can punish you if you can't run or if you can't stop the run. And Lamar absolutely torched this defense. And what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? I mean, I like the Cowboys offense. I like CeeDee Lamb. I don't know. Am I stupid for doing this? The public's on it. It's a popular dog. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I'm gonna go with my gut here, and just it's gross. I think it's gross to make this pick. But I'm taking the Cowboys plus 2.5. Um, I mean, let's make the narrative. How do the Cowboys go into Pittsburgh and win this game? It would be Justin Fields looking human, which he very well could. It would be good secondary play out of Trevon Diggs, maybe able to lock down George Pickens, um, and somehow able to stop the run. Maybe Demarion Overshown has a nice game. Is is that guy Lawrence? What's his first name? Cowboys Lawrence D tackle. Oh, jeez. Is it Demarcus Lawrence? I think it's Demarcus Lawrence. Injury. Yeah, that's the guy. Heading to IR. Oh, jeez. Are they going to be able to stop the run at all? I don't know. I don't think so. Why am I doing this? No, it's going to work. It's going to work. The Cowboys will find a way. They're really like not that bad, right? Surely they're not that bad. We them boys? Or are we not them boys? 2-2. 2-0 away. Interesting. Um, yeah, we'll ride with the Cowboys. Chiefs against the Saints. The Saints have looked not very good on offense after their first 2 weeks of looking very, very good on offense. Um, I know I always pick against the Chiefs because the Chiefs don't blow anybody out, and I know they're missing Rashee Rice. And why am I doing this? No, this is gonna work. I think. I mean, these are both not good. I think both of these are losers, but I'm gonna ride with them. Give me the Chiefs, giving 5 to the Saints. I think um I think that maybe the Chiefs are just good enough anyway. I think that maybe Mahomes is just good enough anyway. That 5 points, I think we can cover 5 points. Kelsey, gotta have a good game with no Rashee Rice. Xavier Worthy, gotta find a way to get him the ball in space, take advantage of that speed. Kareem Hunt, maybe he's that dude. And for the Saints, I mean, I don't know. The Saints totally could win this game. They totally could win this game. And this would be the game that the Chiefs do lose if they were to lose one. But we're not going to do it. We're going to say Chiefs win this game 23 to oh, that's the Saints. Whoops. We're going to say 23-17. They barely cover. They barely cover. And Dallas is going to have a good offensive day. We're going to go 27 to Pittsburgh's uh I don't know, 23. Sure, that should work. These might be some of the worst picks I made. I might go 25% this week. Um, but that's all for NFL. We've got a few more things we definitely want to get into. Let's get into some college football. Let's see if there's anything decent this week. I honestly don't know a ton about college football for this week, but call out anything we see interesting. UNLV Syracuse, it's a big game for UNLV. Kyle McCord's been playing well for Syracuse, and if you want to stay in this, uh, playoff conversation, with you're competing with a team like Boise State, I mean, it feels like it's down to UNLV and Boise State at this point. Um, you gotta keep winning, and Syracuse is a team that could catch you sleeping. I still like UNLV in this game. I think they're probably better, but Syracuse has been playing good ball. Look out for them. Missouri is a dog against Texas A&M. And not a dog in like they're a dog. Like no, they're literally an underdog. They're receiving 2.5 points from the Texas A&M Fighting Aggies, who are awful, who are truly awful. So what does that say about Missouri? I mean, maybe Missouri's awful. I'm low on both of these teams. It pains me that somebody has to win this game because I think these teams are both bad. Um, but the fact that Missouri's getting 2.5, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. If you're a better, stay away from this game. At least me personally, I would totally stay away from this game. But I mean, I think Missouri's better. Probably. I don't really buy either of these teams. This dude Theo Wees went to my high school. He's my age. Uh, I've been graduated for 2 years. He's still balling out. Good for Theo Wees. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think both these teams are not that good. I especially think A&M is terrible. So if they win this game, I think it says more about Missouri than it says about A&M, even though I'm sure all the Aggies will come out and let me know that they think I'm an idiot for saying that. Georgia should kill Auburn. Ohio State, Iowa. I don't think there's any way Iowa trips up Ohio State. I mean, maybe this is Ohio State's first like even half decent team they're playing. It could be like an Ole Miss situation last week, but I don't see it. I think Ohio State's just too talented. Um, Ole Miss got to get a big bounce back against South Carolina, who's not bad. Um, I think they will bounce back. Clemson, Florida State, you probably had circled on your calendar coming into the year. Go ahead and uncircle that. Get out your eraser and erase that circle This Florida State team sucks. Everybody knows it. It's not a surprise. DJ Uiagalelei, 4 touchdowns, 6 picks. Gross. Um, Yikes. I mean, just truly, truly disappointing. I like Clemson. Guys, I like Clemson a lot. I might be even like Clemson ACC champion. Let's go to Clemson ACC championship odds. What could you get? Those win totals. Okay, on September 25th, so this is a week ago. So it's not like world's most accurate odds. But you could get Clemson to win the ACC at plus 250. I like that. I like that a lot. Um, Really, it's between them and Miami, and you might take Clemson to beat Miami. I think they've been playing great offense. I think they've got the talent. I think a lot of teams would lose to Georgia, and maybe not come out prepared to play against Georgia in a neutral site game that's literally in Georgia. Like I could see a world where this Clemson team puts it together and wins the ACC. I don't even think it's that much of a long shot to see that world. So, uh, rooting for the Tigers, even though I think the whole world has kind of counted them out. Washington is a favorite against Michigan. This is another one that makes no sense until you consider that Michigan is dog shit. Washington 1.5 point favorite against Michigan. The Washington Huskies, who just lost to the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. I mean, I don't know. How is Michigan not favored in this game? I mean, I guess Washington is like decent. Will Rogers, shout out Will Rogers. Um, Michigan can't throw the football, so at least there's that, right? But Washington just lost to Rutgers. Like, surely a top 10 team in the country is better than Washington. Fun little rematch of the national title last year. I would take Michigan, but I mean, the fact that they're a dog, I think, tells you everything you need to know. That team sucks. The fact that they're top 10 is a joke. It's an absolute joke. I guess just there's a lot of, and so, okay. I think Clemson should be top 10. Um, they have a loss to Georgia, and they've looked really convincing afterwards. Yet other teams, all right, now we got to pull up the AP poll because we gotta see who's above Clemson. No, not my AP poll, not my AP poll. We got to go to AP poll, just the real version, not my personal submission. Um, okay, who on this list is better than Clemson? Missouri? I don't think so. Fine, you're 4-0. Fine. Michigan? I guess the loss is to Texas, and they have a win over USC, who USC's ranked 11 because they have a win over LSU, and LSU's ranked 13 for no reason, and Notre Dame is ranked 14 for no reason. I think Clemson is definitely better than Notre Dame, LSU, USC, Michigan, and probably Missouri, and maybe on the right day, Ole Miss. I get it. They lost to Georgia. All of these teams are losing to Georgia. Missouri, if they play Georgia, I'm not sure if they do. I would take Georgia minus 20 in that game. That team is a fraud. Georgia would beat Michigan by 70 points. They can't throw the football. Georgia would beat USC handedly. Georgia will beat Ole Miss handedly. LSU is, in my opinion, a total fraud. And I don't get it. I don't get why this team is ranked as high as they are. They barely escaped South Carolina. They don't look good. USC pummels them, and USC can't stop the run. I mean, I don't know. Not to say that all these teams are terrible. I just think Clemson's better. I think Clemson and Miami should be like back to back. I think it is much closer than people think. That's enough Clemson glazing. I'm not a Clemson fan. I just think that it's ridiculous how disrespected Clemson has been getting. And all that to say that Michigan sucks and Washington's going to win this game. And they might not win this game, but who knows? Maybe they will. And then Miami Cal is one that people are excited about. I don't think that there's any way Cal wins this game, but people are excited about Cal. So I guess go Cal. It's fun. It's exciting. And last but not least, we had a awesome comeback with the New York Mets. And I know, like everybody else had already won the game or lost the game. We'll go to scores here. Everybody else either got swept or swept in the wild card round. Tigers sweep the Astros. The Astros and the Tigers are probably the two worst teams in the playoffs, honestly. But the Tigers happen to be hot right now, and the Astros, I guess, just aren't. Um, Brutal for the Orioles. And all right, let me go on a spiel. Major League Baseball, they play 162 games. They play 162 regular season games. You go 88 and 73 if you're the Astros, or 91 and 71 if you're the Orioles. You get the wild card or you win your division, whatever. You then go and you play a 3-game series, and you can be out in 2 games. In 2 games, you can get swept. In a sport where everybody has 5 starting pitchers, so depth doesn't matter in the wild card season. It's who's got the best starters. Every team has like 1 or 2 decent closers, so depth doesn't matter there. It's just who can close, who can get hot. And I don't know like what a better system would be, because I don't want to play 7-game series wild cards and 7-game series divisional round. It takes too long. Nobody wants to watch that much baseball. So I get it. And it's fun that the games matter and they mean something, right? Like it's fun that you play a 3-game series and it's like whoever's hot right now is the team that advances. But um, I don't know. It just kind of sucks. Like a 3-game series, you play 162 games and then boom, 2 games and you're gone. It's wild to me. Anyway, all that to say, the Orioles are a team that I thought all year was like World Series caliber, and they get bounced in 2 games by the Royals, who are hot, and it's very fun to see smaller market teams like the Orioles and the Royals get in the playoffs and win games, win series. Detroit Tigers as well. That's fun, and I like it. I just wish that I don't know. I just wish that these teams maybe had more chance to play, or I don't even really know what I want. All I know is that it feels just miserable for your team to play 162 games and then go get swept 2-0 in the wild card. It just feels awful. The Mets were down 2-0 in the top of the ninth in this game. Uh, Runners on first and third. Pete Alonso hits a massive, and Pete Alonso's a free agent next year. He's looking to get a deal signed. Hits a massive home run, 3-run home run, to take the lead in the ninth. Saves the Mets season. They go up 3-2. And then who gets on base? Was it Alvarez gets on base? And then Marte bats him in. Somebody gets on base. I forget who. Marte bats him in with a nice little opposite field slap out to right field. Mets go up 4-2, close it out, and yeah, the Mets advance. So we've got no games Friday, and we've got best of fives in the divisional series. We've got the Tigers against the Guardians. Guardians obviously favored in that one. This starts in Cleveland. Mets go to Philadelphia. The Royals go to New York to face the Yankees, and the Padres play the Dodgers. And did I say the Padres play the Dodgers? I'm not sure if I said that wrong or if they just sound similar when I say them, I guess. Padres play the Dodgers. I feel like they play every single year in the playoffs, and the Dodgers always find a way to lose to the Padres. But maybe this is the year for the Dodgers. I mean, Shohei is that dude, so maybe they'll find a way. Um, who do I like? I don't know. I really only have watched the Mets this year. I like the Mets because they're red hot and they're exciting. And I'm a Mets fan, so I'm picking the Mets in this series. Every game's a must win, especially game one. Uh, gotta get hot right away. Facing Zach Wheeler, who's a Met killer. Um, always a Met killer. He always finds a way. Uh, so big game against him, and excited for some more playoff baseball. October might be the best month of the year, especially now that college football has meaningful games. You've got meaningful college football. I mean, in the span of a couple weeks, Alabama, Georgia, and the NFL and playoff baseball where the Mets are down 2-0 in the top of the ninth and rattle off 4 and win. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better time in sports. I mean, the only thing honestly in my opinion that rivals it is the first weekend of the NCAA tournament, um, which is just, I mean, that's just pure elation. I mean, you really can't beat that. I'm rambling. I got nothing else to say. I hope you're enjoying your drive home or your work or your drive to work or whatever it is. Um, I didn't even finish my water in this episode, so maybe I'm not even rambling. Maybe this is a rather short episode, but hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're up to today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, share it with a friend if you'd be so willing. We're looking to grow. I'm gonna put a little effort in this. I said I would make TikToks. I kind of have started, but they've been very low effort. So I'm gonna try to dial in and make some TikToks. Maybe I'll hire somebody from a foreign country or something to run that for me, because that is like my nightmare is editing TikToks, but who knows? Maybe that's just what needs to happen here. So anyway, Thanks so much for watching. I love you all. I absolutely appreciate you all. And I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be Tuesday, recapping some NFL, some college football, and we should have maybe even like a couple big MLB games going. So looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you all again. If I had outro music, I'd start playing it, but I don't. So all you get to see is me stop sharing on Zoom and my big face, and see ya.